Okay, all right. So, hi everyone. Very good morning. Am I audible to everyone? Okay, let me open the chat section. Just a moment. Okay, so can you hear me? Okay, that's great. Well, so this is week two of the 45 days internship, pen testing internship, and here we are going to learn about information gathering. So, let me share the screen. Yeah. We have already done with two sessions where we learn about the basic of pen testing, what exactly is pen testing, and we have some hands-on over the Linux fundamentals. Where we solved some labs regarding Linux from TryHackMe platform. Even we have solved a lot of labs, a lot of challenges from TryHackMe. Like we have covered total six or seven challenge. Uh, that's something related to CTF. So I believe that you guys enjoying the internship program, right? Are you guys enjoying the internship program? Okay, that's great. That's good. So in this week, our main focus will be to cover the information gathering part. We will learn about the recon and the footprinting, that how to collect information about the target. Because since it's the first phase, you can say, of the pen testing, whether it's about the pen testing or it's about the ethical hacking. So that's one of the major component, like where we learn about how to collect, how to gather information about the target, so that we can proceed further, right? Well, so that's the information gathering. So you're all aware about the five page of the ethical hacking. That's from the recon to scanning to gaining access, maintaining access, and clearing the track, right? But here we have the phase of pen testing. A pen testing something differ from the ethical hacking. So anyone would like to differentiate the can anyone tell me the difference between ethical hacking and the pen testing? Is there any difference between ethical hacking and pen testing? What do you think? Both are similar or both are different from each other? Yeah, I can give you the access to open your mic. Just a moment. Yeah, you guys can turn on your mic. If, if you would like to add on something, then you can turn on your mic and you can let us know that is there any difference between ethical hacking and pen testing? Pen testing is a part of ethical hacking. Okay. Okay, Karthik saying that pen test work on limited scope. Pen test have given scope. Okay. Pen testing and ethical hacking differ depending the scope. In pen testing, we have limits, but in ethical hacking, we don't. All right. Anyone else? In pen testing, there is a limit. In ethical hacking, there is a broad scope and penetration testing. Okay, so everyone talking about the scope and the scope and the scope. So what exactly is the scope you are talking about? Okay, so both saying that ethical hacking is umbrella term. In pen testing, we use exploit using vulnerable points. But in ethical hacking, we also using exploits and all. Okay, all right. So let me clear the point. So let's suppose you are going to join any service-based company like Wipro, Deloitte, and Accenture, or any company. If we talk about any product-based company or service-based company, so mainly we can categorize the departments of any organization or any company in major four parts. These are the four major departments within any organization. So the first one is the department of development. The second one is the department of testing, and the third one is the department of infrastructure and support, and the fourth one that's called sales and marketing. If we talk about the development department, so here you will find out the developers, whether they will be website developer, whether they will be MERN stack, mean stack, whether they are the Android developer or what kind of developer you can consider. So they all will be inside the development department. If we talk about the testing department, so here you will find out major three or four kind of job profile. Like the first one is the software tester, that we commonly known as QA tester. That's called quality assurance tester. Then after we have something called pen tester, or you can say penetration tester. Then after one more profile that's called ethical hacker, or you can say red teamer. That's also a profile. Like many of time we hear that ethical hacker is not a industry oriented term. It's not a verified term. Instead of ethical hacker, we are using the term pen tester, right? That's right. In market, we are using pen tester, not the ethical hacker term. But there is a difference between pen tester and ethical hacker. And there is also a difference between pen tester and the red teamer. How? That's something I will gonna explain. If we talk about the infra and the support department, so there you will find out the job profile like cloud engineer, like DevOps engineer, network engineer, Linux admin. So these are the profile inside the infra and support department. If we talk about the sales and marketing, so here you will find out the profiles like HR, like sales, like whatever the job profiles in the domain of sales and marketing, like business development, executive, digital marketing, and all. Our main focus is on the testing department where we are targeting pen tester. Right. Now, why we require pen testing? What is the need of pen testing? Even what is the need of software testing? So you guys heard something called SDLC model, right? Well, like some of you thinking that it's a class of information gathering and we are learning about SDLC model, right? So that's not right. Like everything is correlated to each other. First, we have to clear the fundamentals. Then after we will proceed with the information gathering part. So a lot of misconception in our mind, even a lot of freshers who are doing internship with us. So first we have to clear their misconception and their fundamentals. We have to build up. Then after they will continue with the information gathering part. So SDLC, that's called software development life cycle. So what exactly this life cycle? So life cycle is a complete phase between the creation to the termination of something. Like if you talk about the example of us, so from the birth to the death, whatever we are doing, so that's called a life cycle, right? So exactly here from the creation of the software to the maintenance and to the deployment, so that's called the software life cycle. So let's assume that you have a requirement. You require an application to manage your school. Let's suppose you are a principal. You are the principal of a school, and you require an application that can manage the entire data of your students, the entire data of your teachers, the other staffs of your school. So what you will do? You will go to any service-based company. You ask your requirement that I require an application that can manage my school. Now, what the organization or what the company will do, they will create a team of the developer. They start doing coding on that application, on that requirement. And once the developer done with the coding part, it's not like that they simply hand over the application to you. No, it's not like that. First, the application will hand over to the testing team. Why? Because whatever the organizations in the market, so they have some kind of fame, some kind of name in the market. But let's suppose they simply hand over the application to you, but the application is not gonna work. So what will happen? You will gonna blame that company that what kind of application you guys created, you guys creating, right? So that's why they first hand over the application to the testing department. Then, when the testing department confirm that this application is totally verified, there is no bug, it's totally it's not vulnerable. There is nothing like a vulnerable here inside the application. Okay. Then after it will go for the infra and support department. So that's something called SDLC lifecycle from the development to the testing, from the testing to the infra and support department. Now, what the infra and support department do? They will gonna host the application either on their local server or on the cloud. Okay. In the testing department, the software tester or the QA tester will going to confirm the reliability, going to confirm the performance of the application. That whatever the application created by the developers, that application working well, that application will be reliable to the market or not. So that something will be verified by the software tester or the QA tester. If we talk about the security part, that is there any bug, any vulnerability? Okay, there is a difference between error, bug, and vulnerability. That will be your homework. You guys have to research over that. That is there any difference between error, bug, and vulnerability, or is all terms are same? So that's something we will cover later on. Okay. So here the pen tester gonna find out the bug, not the vulnerability. Okay. So the pen tester going to check out that is there any internal or is there any external bug in that application that developed by the developer. So that's something will be tested by the pen tester. Okay. Now we talk about the ethical hacker and the pen testers. What the difference? So if you focus here, the phases of the pen testing. So nowhere you will able to find out a phase called clearing the track. That's the last phase of the ethical hacking. Right, everyone? Is anyone able to find out the phase clearing the track or clearing the log here? Okay, someone written here, Pentester limited duration. Okay, software development lifecycle. Error means not working. Okay, that's all right. A bug is a defect in software code. A vulnerability is something that may render the software vulnerable to attack. Often, the vulnerability is the result of a software bug. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so we are not able to find out the last page of the ethical hacking, that the clearing the track or clearing the log here, right? So that's the difference between ethical hacking and the pen testing. In pen testing, we have to involve with the pre-assessment phase where we are going to talk with the client, with the customer, and gonna take their legal permission. It's all about the documentation phase. Okay. So whatever the requirements, whatever the scope, and whatever the legal point, so that's something discussed on the first page. That's your pre-engagement or pre-assessment page. Next one will be the page of information gathering. That's our today's topic. So we will learn more in more details about this page. Then after we have a scanning and enumeration, vulnerability analysis, post exploitation. That's after the phase after the exploitation phase. Then after reporting phase. But nobody will able to find out the page called clearing the track and clearing the log. So that's all about the objective. Okay. So here in pen testing, we have two, three kinds of pen testing, like depends on the objective. So we have white box, gray box, and black box pen testing. So in the white box pen testing, the organizations or your client or your customer will going to hand over, will going to let you know all the information about their internal structure, about their code, their logic of the software being tested and all. Okay. So whatever the information you want, so that something will be provided by the organization itself. If we talk about the gray box pen testing, so here they will only provide you the partial information. The 50% information will be provided by the organization. The 50% of the information you have to collect. And in black box pen testing, no information will be provided by the organization. So in the white box pen testing, their objective is to find out that if someone having all the information about my organization, then what kind of attack they can perform. For example, if someone's working there inside the organizations, having all kind of information, like the admin of the organization, having all information about the internal data, about the internal architecture of the software application and all. So if they are going to perform any kind of attack, So what will be the risk of the attack? What kind of attack they can perform? What will happen? So that the objective. So with that objective, the organization perform white box pen testing. For gray box pen testing, their objective is to find out that if someone having partial information, not full information, even not zero information, so what kind of attack they can perform. And in black box pen testing, their intention is that to find out if someone having no information about my organization, then what kind of attack they can perform, what kind of risk will be occur if they will perform that kind of attack. So it's all about the objective. In the same way, if we talk about the ethical hacking and the pen testing, so it's all about the objective. In pen testing, their objective is to find out that what will happen with black box, white box, and gray box pen testing. If we talk about the ethical hacking, right? So it's not about report writing and all. It's simply about attacking on the target. First, we are going to find out the information, scanning the network, enumerating the services, gaining access by breaking down the security measures, then maintaining the access with the help of payload, with the help of malware, and then the last one is all about the clearing the track. So finally, we will gonna clear the track. We will not jump for the report writing phase, right? You are not bound to forward a report to the organization. No. So it's all about objective. So the only difference between pen testing and the ethical hacking is the objective. In pen testing, we want a proper report from the pen tester, but in ethical hacking, we don't require any kind of a report. We simply have to attack on our system, our network, our application, and have to clear the track, clear the log by doing some anti-forensic activity. Okay. So that's the main difference between pen testing and the ethical hacking. Now let's talk about the next slide. So these are the phases of the ethical hacking that we already talked in the first session with Abhishek. So now, what the importance of the information gathering? Why we need information gathering? So the first point is to identify the weakness. Okay, like when you're gonna perform the pen testing, so you first have to collect all the information about the target. Then after only you will able to proceed with the next phase, that the scanning and the enumeration. Without information gathering, that's not possible. A risk assessment. So on the basis of the information, you are going to prioritize the risk. You are going to prioritize the vulnerability so that you can eliminate or you can mitigate the risk. Like just remember one thing in the cybersecurity domain, that whatever you are doing, that's all about risk. Whether it's about pen testing, whether it's about network security, cloud security, or whatever you are doing. So that's all about mitigating the risk. If there is no fear of data loss, if there is no fear of name and fame, then no any company will gonna hire you as a ethical hacker or as a cyber security analyst. Okay, they only hire you because they have a fear of data loss, because there is a fear of risk, right? So everything in the cyber security domain, that simply revolves around risk. So you can say like risk is the son of the entire cyber security solar system. Okay, someone saying that, for example, if we enter the login credential and access our dashboard, opposite to this, if we access the dashboard without authorize or redirect ourselves to admin dashboard without. Okay, so someone talking about the error bug and vulnerability. So we will talk about it later on. Isn't a report necessary to provide so that the client can fix the issue they might have? Also, is there a flag place to search like physical pen testing? Oh yeah, exactly, Sivendu. Like if you talk about the pen testing, then definitely the last page is the report writing. You have to provide a report, a comprehensive report to the organization, where it will mention all the vulnerabilities, all the details about the entire pen testing phase, right? We will talk about the report writing as well. So report writing, that's in our last week of this internship. So here we will talk about the report writing, how to write a report, how to prepare a report. Because pen testing is not just about having technical skills. In pen testing, you must have 50% is all about technical skills and 50% is all about report writing. If you are not a good report writer, then there is a less chance that the company will consider you. Okay, we will discuss about it later on in a more details. Pen testers should have good report writing skills. Yeah, exactly, yes. Okay, If we talk about the threat intelligence, so threat intelligence is also one of the dimension of cybersecurity, where we talk about the threat with the help of intelligence, where we talk about how to gather information, how to collect information, and how to create insight from the collected information so that we can detect the future threats, we can detect the upcoming or ongoing threat inside the network. So that's something covered inside the threat intelligence. Okay. Comprehensive security strategy. So your information gathering is not only beneficial for the attacking part, but also for the defensive part. Okay. So the blue team are also using information gathering phase. How? So let's suppose they are performing some kind of assessment over their networks, over their internal networks or LAN or what kind of networks they are using. So what they will gonna do, they will simply perform recon, where they will try to collect all the publicly information that's available on the internet or any other platform. How that will be useful for them. So with the help of that, they will able to know that any attacker, what kind of information any attacker can collect about our network that's openly and publicly available and accessible on the internet. So with the help of that kind of information, they're gonna create a strategy. Like sometimes they're gonna create something called honeypot, by intentionally they're gonna leak some kind of information, and the ethical hacker or the hacker thinks that this is the information. This would have to go through this information. Like sometimes what will happen, the security team, the team members, they're gonna uh, mention some kind of information like some IP address on the open public platform. Now let's suppose you are the ethical hacker or you are the hacker. Your target is that organization. You're gonna perform information gathering, and you will able to find out the IP address that's openly available, right? When you're gonna enter into that IP address, so that's not the real network. That's a honey trap, okay, and you will be trapped there. So that's how the blue teamer or the uh, defensive side, the defensive, cyber security analyst or whatever they are performing the, like they have the responsibility to secure the network. So they are using information gathering part for security strategy to implement a security strategy. So these are some of the important point regarding information gathering. Now we already talked about the pen testing, so let's skip this slide. We already talked about the white box, gray box, and black box pen testing. Okay, now let's talk about the information gathering. What exactly this information gathering? So in this page, we will gonna collect what kind of information, what all the information you can collect about your target. You don't have to miss even a single point, even a single bit of the information. Whatever the information you can collect, you can gather about the target. So that's something you have to collect. Types of information that you can collect in the information gathering phase. So they can categorize it as organization information, where you're gonna find out the information like details of the employee, their partners details, the web technologies like whatever the technology they are using, whether it's HTML, PHP, or patent and trademarks. If we talk about the networks information, so there you will gonna find out the domains, subdomains, the network, the IP address, the network security device, the whois record and the DNS records, and other related information about the network. In the system information, you can collect what operating system they are using, what the location of the web server, what all the accounts there, if possible, the passwords of that account. So that kind of information you can collect about your target in the information gathering phase. Okay, Devan saying in ethical hacking we have to do report writing as well. No, who told you, Devan? Okay. Now we have a two term called reconnaissance, or you can say recon and the footprinting. So can anyone tell me the difference between reconnaissance and footprinting? Yes, anyone would like to mention the difference between a reconnaissance and the footprinting? Yeah, you guys have the permission to mute or unmute yourself. Okay, someone saying this the same. Yeah,
Sir,
Bhargav.
reconnaissance, yes, in reconnaissance we have two types, like active reconnaissance and passive reconnaissance. Like
Okay.
where we can gather, yes, from active we can gather information which is
No,
available
no,
from the.
Bhargav. We are talking about reconnaissance and the footprinting, not about the active and the passive reconnaissance.
Okay, reconnaissance is like a type of gathering information which is available from the internet and as well as from the social media.
Mm-hmm.
And from there are some separate websites like whois.com. From we can find the information related to them. And
Okay.
footprinting is also, yeah, in footprinting we have different types. Like this is also a type of information gathering only, like website
Okay.
footprinting. Yeah, this type of.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Someone mentioned that Recon is where we collect all information about system. Okay, Sagar saying footprinting is a part of a larger process known as reconnaissance. That's right, Sagar. You are correct. Someone saying footprinting is a specific phase within reconnaissance, while in recon is various types of information gathering. That's all right. So here, reconnaissance is a broader phase where we are not just collecting system information or the technical information. It's all about collecting the overall information of the target. Okay, whether it's related to the employee information, it's related to some physical information like the physical location. Okay, if it's about collecting or find out the history of the organization, so what kind of information, the overall information about the organization, so that's something will be covered up in the recon page. But if we talk about the footprinting, so footprinting is something that majorly focus on the technical part, like collecting information regarding their infrastructure, their network infrastructure, their topology, their domains and the subdomains, their system architecture, their operating system. Okay, so that's something we do in footprinting. So footprinting is just a part of the recon, and recon is a broader term. It's an umbrella term that covers the overall information of the organization, right? So that's the difference between recon and the footprinting. Now, as Bhargav mentioned that we have passive and active footprinting. So in the passive footprinting, you are in direct contact with the, you are in not, you are, okay, you are in not direct contact with the organization, right? In passive, you are collecting information about the target, but there is no direct contact between you and between the target. For example, let's suppose you are finding something about Narendra Modi on the Wikipedia. So will the Narendra Modi will be aware about that someone searching about me on Wikipedia? No, that's not possible. If your target is Google, so you're gonna collect information from the Google itself by searching for from the Wikipedia or from any other website, right? So will the Google be aware about that? That someone searching about me from Wikipedia? No, that's not possible. Like they have a lot of things to do. So it's not like that they are simply focused that someone searching about me on the Wikipedia or LinkedIn or any other site, right? So that's something called passive footprinting, where you are collecting information about the target, but you are not in direct contact with the target. If we talk about the active footprinting, so there you are also collecting information about the target, but at that moment you are in direct contact with the target. For example, let's suppose you are scanning the target network using Nmap. So at that moment you are in direct contact with the target, right? So that's the difference between passive and the active footprinting. Now let's do some hands-on that how to perform this information gathering, how to collect information, how to perform recon, and how to do footprinting. So we have a lot of chats here. Let me see. As I know, footprinting is a part of reconnaissance. In reconnaissance, we collect information, but in footprinting, we search company-related data present on website or mail in past or something that will lead to company, etc. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Passive Google Docs, whois, OSINT, etc. Active Subbuster, Amos, and GoBuster. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so here we're gonna do some hands-on where we learn about the reverse image search and video search engines. Social media search, Google hacking database, that we commonly know that known as Google talking, or you can say Google hacking. Then after we have IoT search engines, NetGraph, Sherlock, whois, lookup, Nmap, and OSINT framework. So let's talk about the reverse image search. So can anyone explain me the meaning of reverse image search? Okay, someone saying steganography. Okay, exit tool, data. Okay, collect information from image about their source. If we talk about steganography, so that's a different kind of science. Okay, a reverse image search is a different kind of technique. Searching using the image. Okay, search for the destination from where it has been taken, like from metadata. Search image origin using Google Lens. Okay, that's a valid point. Check image details, find the source of the image. Okay, well, okay, let me explain you what exactly this reverse image search. So we have something called image search. Okay, so what is this image search? So let's suppose you have to find out some. Just a moment. So here I'm gonna search something called visa button. Okay. So what I'm doing here, I'm searching a normal text, and then I'm click here on images section, and I'm able to find out a lot of image about the this actress. So that's something called image search. Okay. In the image search, what you are doing, you are going to find out image from text. So you can say from text to image, or image simply refers to something called data. But if we talk about the reverse image search, that means what you are going to do, you are going to simply reverse the entire thing, right? So it will be like from image to text, and text simply means data or information, right? For example, here I have an image. If you have to find out the information about this image, can anyone tell me the name of this person? Anyone know her? Okay, Sagar saying Madhubala. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so what you can do with this image, how to find out the information about this image. So that's something called a reverse image search. So what I'm going to do here, I'm simply going to take a screenshot of this image, and let me open a MS Paint. I'm gonna paste it here, and I'm going to save this image on my desktop, name him, and in the PNG format. That's all it. Now let me simply drag and drop it here, and that's it. Once you drag and drop, you will be able to find out whatever the information that's available on the internet are related to this particular image. So that's a picture of Madhubala. Okay, she's one of the actress of the Bollywood. My favorite. Okay, let it be. So that's something called a reverse image search. So I believe that you all understand the real meaning of reverse image search. So it's not about steganography or exit tool. It's all about reversing the image to find out the data, right? That's the valid point here. From image to text, that's all about the data. So that's something called a reverse image search. Okay. Now the next point is the video search engines. So I believe that the team members assigned you a homework. Sorry, not exactly the
Hello,
homework.
sir.
It was a challenge related to YouTube metadata. I think that was the challenge number 3. Let me check it out.
Sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Actually, I'm a fresher for cybersecurity. Like, yeah, you
Mhm.
are assigning many tasks like to find out the data from the image So I am not able to find the data. Like I'm a fresher for cybersecurity, so I can't able to find.
Sorry, Bhargav, I'm not able to get you. Can you repeat it once again?
Yes, sir. As I'm a fresher to the cybersecurity domain, like you are assigning many
You are
many
a,
tasks, right? The
sorry, you are
freshers.
a, okay, you are
I'm
a
a
fresher to
fresher.
cybersecurity domain. Okay.
Yes, yes. So I
Mm-hmm.
am unable to, yeah, while you are assigning many tasks, right? Like day by day tasks you are giving to find the data from that image, etc.
Okay.
So I am unable,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, as I'm a fresher, I don't have that much knowledge. So I am unable to find the data, like what you are assigning the tasks.
Okay, okay. The first thing, Bhargav, that I'm not assigning you any task. That the hackers for your team, they are assigning you the task. So you can contact
Yes,
them.
yes.
You can simply ping them. They will take care of that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I'm not the
Thank
person
you.
that assigning the homework or assigning any task.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, the one saying if to metadata already done. Yeah, I know like that already done. The team informed me. But I'm just giving you the example. I'm just showing you that how to perform the lab number two. That's all about video search engines. Okay, how to collect information from video search engines. Okay, so that the let's hack part three. Guys, just hold on for a minute. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So that was the challenge, and there you have to find out the date, month, year, and time when the video was published, and also find the name of the video creator. So let me check it out. The drive, okay, and here we have a normal txt file. Let me open it. Okay, so that's saying that it's a normal sorry that उसी जगह पर जहाँ कई रास्ते मिलेंगे पलट के आए तो सबसे पहले तुझे मिलेंगे. So I think the team member already described the meaning of this particular siren, right, everyone? Yeah. Okay. So what it means? What is the meaning of these lines? Can anyone explain me? Yeah. Can anyone explain me the meaning of this line? At the same place where many paths will meet, when you turn around, you will be the first one to meet me. So what it means? By Tajib Happy. Yeah. This is by Tajib Happy. Crossroads. So what to do here? Can anyone explain me? Google form poster. Okay. This is the Google form and this is the poster. So when you zoom it out, you will able to find out something here. So this is the hackers for you, and then after we have something called uh, THM. Then after THM, that means try hack me. So I think it's try hack me. Then after we have room, and there is something called JOUS and PUP Okay. So I think that's something we have to crack. Now what about the next thing? So that's saying that हटाओ मुझसे एक फिर बनूंगा तुम्हारा मैं तो हूँ बस तुम्हारा सारा का सारा. So take away one from me, then I will be yours. I'm only yours, all yours. So what to do here? Okay, it's a case of seizure cipher. So we have to key equal to one to get the link minus one. Okay, all right. So here we have to simply deduct minus one from what? We have to deduct minus one from here. So that's something unusual, right? So we simply have to minus 1 from here. So let's do it. Minus 1. So when you minus 1, it becomes I N E R O P O. That's A. So that becomes JIT, or that's A or something else. Okay, after P, then after it's S. So here it will be R. Then after we have S and P, A, R.
Excuse me, sir. Can I explain how we get that intro search when we
Mhm.
do minus?
Okay, so that's something become intro search, right? So that the keyword we have to replace here, and then after that's a link, simply copy it and let's paste it here. Right. Okay, so here the task talking about this video, I think. So let's open this video on YouTube, and from here we have the, it's a case of video search engine, video search engines, right? So that's where you can use something called YouTube metadata. The link for YouTube metadata, from where you can find out a lot of information about the video. So let's simply copy the link from here and paste the link here and press enter. What the question asking? So the question asking about find the date, month, and year. So let me find out the date, month, and year. So where is the date, month, and year? Okay, so here is the date, month, and year. Yeah, yes, someone saying something. Yes. Okay. So let me copy it and let me paste it here as the answer. And then after, what next is asking, and when the video was published, and also find the name of the video creator. So we have to find out the name of the video creator, so that the a dark set. So that the video creator. Let me submit my answer. Okay, I'm not able to submit my answer since it's asking for the registered name and I'm not the registered candidate. Okay, so let me ignore this task. So that's how you can use something called video search engine. So metadata is one of the video search engine where you can find out details about the videos. Now the next one is the social media search. So your task number 5, where is the task number? No, the task number 7, the last task. So that's the case of the social media search engine. How? So let me explain you. Anyone were able to crack this let's hack challenge number 7? I think a lot of you already cracked this challenge. So anyone would like to explain this challenge? The mic is all yours. You can explain. Just quote the name of the lab author, the cyber mentor. So many of you saying that yeah, we have successfully cracked this challenge. So can anyone help me out to crack this challenge? What I have to do? Okay, no worries for those who were not able to crack this challenge. So let me explain this challenge. Okay, not this one. Yeah. So here the question is find the name of the exploit and the name of the exploit creator, and we have a drive link. And here we have two files, findme.txt and closeme.txt. So let's open the findme.txt. Okay, so here it's written here there. I was born on June 29, 1989. I'm a cybersecurity researcher and an author. Currently, I'm a CEO and I was the co-founder of DeadSec. I have deployed one lab on TryAcme and I think you are in search of that lab. I just want to say मिल ही जाएगा कभी दिल को यकीन रहता है वो इसी शहर की गलियों में कहीं रहता है. Okay, I'm just kidding. Just focus on the details. Okay, so let's focus on the details only. So let's break down the details one by one. So the first sentence is I was born on 29th of June 1989. Okay. I'm a security researcher and an author. So can we try to find out information from here? Okay, I have no option to copy. Okay, let me download the file. Yes, someone would like to say something? Hello?
Yes, sir. First of all, I'm
Yeah,
going
tell me.
to. Yes, sir. First of all, I'm going to search the security researcher. Then I'm at the Brown on June 20, 1989. Then I found the cyber
Okay.
mentor bonded. And he's a
Okay. Okay.
security researcher and CEO and co-founder also TCM.
Okay, Gautam saying simply search security researcher born on that particular date. Wow, that's a right way to find out something.
Yes, sir.
So let me search the same thing. Security researcher born on 2989.
Sir, we can go with the company website also, sir, about us.
Okay, so here we are able to find out some details about something called someone's Heath Adams. He was one of the security researcher born on the same date. Okay, well, so let's try to find out more details about this person, Heath Adams. Okay, so we have a very good kind of source here that's called LinkedIn. So I think all of you using LinkedIn, having a LinkedIn profile. So LinkedIn is one of the social media site where you can collect a lot of details about your target. So that's why here I mentioned social media search. Okay, so LinkedIn is also comes under the social media. So what you can do, you can try to collect information about this person from the LinkedIn. Okay, so here also I have to solve a puzzle. Use the arrow to rotate the animal to face in the direction of the hand. Okay, what is seen? Let's do a quick security check. Let's see what the animal is facing in the same direction. Okay, what is seen? Okay, let it be. Okay, so here's the person. So he is the CEO. That's something already written in the TXT file that I'm a CEO. Okay, so he is the CEO of.
TSM
Okay, so he's
Security.
the CEO of TSM Security. Sorry.
No, I said he is the CEO of TSM Security, and he
Yeah.
is the co-founder of VetSec as well. So if you even just Google it, you will be able to find this information easily.
That's all I like. A lot of approach we have. We have different kind of approach to solve this lab. But the main thing is that we are talking about social media search. That's why I'm showing you how to collect information from LinkedIn. Otherwise, we have a lot of approach to solve this lab. You can directly solve this lab if you are aware about Heath Adams. That is the he was born on that particular date. Then that's easy for you. You can easily crack the code, right? But the main thing is that not all of you uh, are the experts. A lot of you are the freshers having no idea that how to do what, right? So that's why I'm showing you how to collect information from social media. So that's the main point. Okay. So here you can check he's the CEO of TCM Security and he was the co-founder as well of WebSec. That's already mentioned in the text document. So now at that point, we are demonstrating that this is the person, he is the person, Mr. Heath Adams, ran the scenario, right? Anything else we are able to find out from here? Okay, let me clear one thing. Like one of you just mentioned that we can simply search it on Google and we can simply solve the lab. That's right. You are all right, right? But the thing is that we have a different kind of approach to solve any lab. Like sometimes the team member assigned you any lab from TryAcme. And what you guys doing? You guys simply search, you guys simply look for the write-up that's already available on Medium or any other blogging site. And from there you can simply copy the answer and paste it on the Google form. But that's a wrong approach, right? There is something like a clearing the or cracking the code, that's all right. But there is something called approach. The approach should be correct. The approach should be right. Right. It's not just about finding the answer. It's not about getting the right answer. It's all about what approach you are performing, what approach you are doing. Okay. So a bit about the pen testing. So pen testing is not just about finding the vulnerability. It's all about what kind of approach you are using. Right. Sometimes you are able to, let's suppose there is a target called 127.10.1. Just for example, it's a local host. Let's suppose this is the target. And you are able to find out a very informative level vulnerability. Okay. And you become happy that yeah, I'm able to find the informative level vulnerability. Or let's suppose you will able to find out a medium level vulnerability. Just a single vulnerability, whose severity level is the medium level. Okay. And you become happy that I'm able to find out a vulnerability. But no, you are wrong at that moment. You have to focus on approach rather than finding out the vulnerability. If your approach will be correct, then definitely you will able to find out a high or the critical level vulnerability. That's the possibility. Okay, so just don't simply try to get the answer. Try to focus on the approach. What approach you are following? That's the main thing that we have to learn from this internship. All right. So that's why I'm explaining this lab from with the help of LinkedIn. Okay, because here we have to learn about how to collect information from social media platforms. Right. Anything else we are able to find out from this text document? DOB. Okay, that's all right. With the help of DOB, we are able to find out the name of the person. That's the Heath Adams. Anything else we are able to find out? With the help of that, we can able to solve this challenge.
In that, they have
Yes.
mentioned that he has created one of the THM lab. So
Okay. Yes, created
now
one of
here
the
is
THM lab.
the
Mm-hmm.
challenge. People like as per the approach, most of the people, like even me, also started searching by his name on the THM, and you won't find that if you type in search Heath
Right.
Adams. You won't get anything. So when you start reading again what you actually got, then you will understand how to search on THM lab for the lab which he has actually created.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Act,
Like
to be
searching with
honest,
the name, that's not making any
it's
sense.
nothing to do with the Heath Adams, the lab.
Mhm. Okay, but why to search with Heath Adams? It's not making any sense. There is no logic behind searching with Heath Adams. Nowhere it's written, nowhere anything connected with Heath Adams.
But there is
It's
a one
simply
more
saying,
file called use.
and it's saying currently
So
I
there
am a
is
CEO. That's something we already find out. I was the co-founder. That's relatable. Everything is relatable there, and we are able to find out the name of the TCM organization, name of the that's the TCM security, and the person behind that, that's the Heath Adams. That's all right. Now the next
so
point is
there is
that
a one more file.
yeah,
Use me.
sorry,
They are given you have to search.
yeah,
There is one more
yeah,
file
yeah.
use.txt.
Okay. And the next point saying that I have deployed one lab on TryAcme. So that's a valid point. I have deployed one lab on TryAcme. So that's something you can find out. Like you can try to search Heath Adams. Let's search here. I actually room, but by Heath Adams. Uh, well, okay, so we are not able to find out anything related to these keywords. Okay, so we have to skip that. And now what it's saying, I think you are in search of that lab. Yeah, definitely we are in search of that lab, but from this point we are not able to find out the lab. Okay, now let's see the drive. So here you will find out one more txt document, that's useme.txt. Okay, so here we have a steps that we have to follow. Step number one, open thm, that the try hack me. So let me open the try hack me lab here. Then after what it's saying, go to learn. So go to learn. Then it's saying go to search. So go to search, and now it's asking for search, and here you have a format. The format is just for the three words,
Three
one,
I
two, and three. So what we have to search here?
TCM.
TCM. Why TCM? Because whatever the information we have collected as of now, where is that file? Okay, so we are able to find out two things: the Heath Adams and the mention it here. Adams and TCM security, right? So whatever the keywords we have, so out of these keywords, we just have a single word pair, that the TCM. That's something gonna fit with this three-letter words, right? So we can simply search here TCM.
Yes, sir.
We have a lab here, Linux Privilege Escalation Arena. So let's open this lab. And from here, what the question asking? The question asking to find out the name of the exploit. So what the exploit you will able to find out.
Uh,
So that's something that's your task. You guys have to find out the name of the exploit and the creator. So that's not a part of this topic. So you can discuss it in your group or with the team member. We are here to learn the information gathering, right? So that's how you can collect information from social media search, right? Now the next one is the Google hacking database, GHDB. So we all hear the term called Google hacking, Google docking, right? So what exactly is this Google docking? So let me show you. I'm gonna search here cybersecurity books, and let me open a new tab. Here I'm going to type cybersecurity books, and I'm gonna mention a simple Google dot, that's your file type, colon PDF. Now let's differentiate both the search results. So when you search your cybersecurity book, so that's a normal query that any normal people will gonna search on the Google search engine, right? So when you search cybersecurity books, you will able to find out that much output. But when you search cybersecurity books and you mention a simple Google Docs, that file type PDF, you will able to find out only that much output. Okay? So you can calculate the difference. What the difference? The difference is that when you search a normal query, you will able to find out a lot of search results. But when you mention a Google Doc, you will able to filter out the result. You will only get the precise results. So with the help of Google Doc, you can filter your query. You can make your query more precise. So whatever the output you require from the Google database, so that's something you can filter with the help of Google Docs. So this is something called Google Doc. The file type colon PDF, that's the Google Doc. Where you will find out all the Google Docs. So we have something called GHDB, that's your Google hacking database. Inside the Google hacking database by exploit DB. What is this exploit DB? So it's a database by offensive security, or you can say OPSEC. They are the creator of the Kali Linux, and even they are also offering OSCP certificate. Okay, so exploit database, something a database by offensive security. So there you will be able to find out a lot of Google Docs. So these all are the Google Docs. Let's suppose you have to find out a Google Docs related to login. So simply search login here, and you will be able to find out that much Google Doc. Okay. For example, let's take example of any of the Google Doc like this one. So let me copy this and let's paste it here. So what the query is saying? The query is saying that in URL slash admin. So whatever the text you will find out on the URL, so that will all about admin. Okay. In title. So whatever the output you will find out on the in title, so that's all about admin login. Okay. Let's press enter. And here, whatever the output you have, like you just have total 1680 search results, and whatever the link that appears here, that's all about admin login page. So if you are going to open this one or this one or this one, what will open? Just a login page, just a login page, and just a login page. So that's how you can filter out your query. You can precise your search result. Right? So that's something called Google hacking database. All right. Now the next one is the IoT search engine. If we talk about the IoT search engine, that's the Internet of Things. So we have something called Soden. I think you all heard about the Soden search engine, right, everyone? So in the Soden search engine, you can simply search for the URL or search for the domain name or for the IP address. It would be better that if you create your account here and then search with the help of IP address rather than the domain name, because the Soden search engine work well for IP address with the IP address rather than you are gonna search with the domain name. Now, how to find the IP address? Let's suppose I have a target. My target is your Microsoft.com. Okay, Microsoft is our target, and we have to find out the IP address of Microsoft. So, what the easiest way to find out the IP address of Microsoft.com? Can anyone tell me? The easiest way to find out the IP.
Ping Microsoft.
Oh yeah, exactly. You can simply open your CMD. Sorry, and here you can simply ping Microsoft.com, and you will be able to find out the IP address. So here we are finding the IP version 6. Okay, no worries. Let me change the target. So our target is something called apclearning.com. That the IP address 172.104.41.128. And let me paste it here. And you will be able to collect a lot of information, whether it's about the cloud provider or the city and all. There are web technologies, like whether it's about a JavaScript or Bootstrap or whatever the technology they are using, like MySQL database they are using. It will also collect a lot of information regarding their SSL certificate and a lot of things there, whatever the ports open there, what service running there. So that's something you can collect from Sweden search engine. Okay, can anyone tell me that this is the passive footprinting or the active footprinting? What I just did here, I simply search the IP address on the
This is the
Sweden search
passive
engine.
footprinting.
Why not active footprinting?
Because this is available on the internet.
We
That's
are,
why
yeah,
direct.
Actually, is we are interacting with the person.
there's no engagement with any person.
Exactly. As you do not have directly to a company or domain. Exactly. Like whatever the information you will collect here. So these are the passive information. This is not the current information, right? This is not the up-to-date information. If you're gonna scan the same IP address with the help of Nmap, and then you can compare the output from the Soden and from the Nmap, you will find out uh, there is a lot of difference between the output from Nmap and from the Soden. If you're gonna scan the same IP address from Nmap, so that's a active, right? But this one is the passive because they are the publicly available information that's already inside the Soden database. Okay, so that's why it's a passive information gathering. Now the next one is the net subdomains. Netcraft or the site running. And here you can mention the URL. I'm gonna mention apclearning.com. And you will be able to find out a lot of information, whether their IP address, their ASIN number, that's also there. Sorry. Okay, so a lot of information you can collect from Netcraft. Okay, so that's how you can collect a domain and any subdomain that's available. You will be able to find out here. I'm gonna share the link in the chat section. Now let's talk about Serlock. So anyone know about this tool, Serlock tool? What we can do with Serlock? Anyone have any idea? Have you guys ever used this tool, Serlock? Social media OSINT, that's correct. Okay, let's suppose we have to collect, find out some information regarding Heath Adams. So what you can do with the help of Serlock, like you can simply open your Kali or Parrot, whatever the operating system you are using. Okay, so you can simply mention the command like Serlock and the name of the person that the Heath Adams. That's a simple command, like simply mention the tool name, that is Sherlock, and the name of the person you would like to collect information. So whatever the links that mentioned here, so that's all about the personal profile. If you're gonna open any of the profile from here, right? Like here we have a code academy. So let's copy the link address and let me paste it here. So you can find out that's a personal profile. It's not about like any relatable website or any blog or any articles. No, it's all about personal information. So whatever the link you will find out from Sherlock, so that's all about the personal information. Whether it could be about their DOB, it could be about the blood group, could be about the age, or could be about any personal information. So that's all. These all are the profile of the person with name Heath Adams. Okay, so that's how you can collect a lot of information from with the help of Sherlock tools. Next one is the whois lookup. So how to perform whois lookup? So you have two options. You can perform it through the search engine or through the terminal. So I would recommend to go through the terminal since it's the easiest way to collect information. So what you all have to do, you all have to simply mention whois and have to mention the either the IP address or the target domain name. So let's mention the target domain name, that's apclearning.com and press enter. And we will able to find out a lot of information. What kind of information we have? So we have information like the contact number, the address, and the okay the personal, the admin mail address. Okay, so that's something you can collect with the help of whois database. All right. Now we have something called Nmap. So we all heard about the Nmap, and we all know how to operate Nmap. That's the network mapper exactly. But Zerlog is to find subdomains, right? Subdomains, not exactly the subdomains. With the help of Zerlog, you can find out the personal information. Okay, for hidden pages. Yeah, a lot of tools they have, right, Mr. Right. So a lot of tools they have. With the help of that, you can perform Recon, you can perform footprinting, but we can't discuss all the tools here. Right. So what are the most important tools? That's something we are discussing. In the next session, we will discuss about Recon NG. They will discuss about the harvester. So we will discuss about that as well. Don't worry. Let's talk about the Nmap. So Nmap, that stands for Network Mapper. Now how to use Nmap. So a lot of commands that associated with Nmap, but we are not going to discuss all of the command. We are simply going to discuss some of the most important command that associated with Nmap. So if you are not familiar with Nmap, if you don't know any single command related to Nmap, then what you can do, you can simply search Nmap hyphen hyphen help on the terminal. Uh, what is this? Okay, some spelling error. Okay, and here you will able to find out a lot of flags that associated with Nmap tool. Whether it's about the hyphen S capital L hyphen SN hyphen capital PN hyphen capital PS and all. Okay. So we are going to discuss some of the commands like the command will be like nmap and the target IP address, nmap and the target domain name after nmap target IP address and the flag like hyphen capital A. You can use flag anywhere, whether it's about before the IP address or after the IP address. For example, let's suppose our target is 192.168.10.1. So how to scan this using Nmap? So either you can scan, okay, not talk about this IP address. Let's talk about the original one, that's the apclearning.com. So we have a target IP address. This is the target IP address, and the domain name is apclearning.com. Now, how to scan this target? You have a lot of options to scan this target. First, you can do Nmap and apclearning.com. After, you can do Nmap and the IP address, the target IP address. Now, if it's about using flag, so you can use flag like Nmap, target IP address, or the domain name, and you can use flag like hyphen capital A. Even what you can do, you can also use this one. Like here, you can also attach the flag. It's not mandatory to use the flag after the IP address or before the IP address. You can attach the flag anywhere. Okay, so that's one of the one flag that you can use is nmap and target IP address, and the flag is hyphen S capital V. Nmap target IP address hyphen S capital C. So let's discuss about this flag. So what will happen if you scan through this command? So let me show you. Okay. In a new tab, I'm gonna search the second command. That's your nmap with the help of IP address. Okay, what it's saying that host seems down. So if it's saying host seems down, then you can use a flag called hyphen capital PN. Why it's saying host seems down? Can anyone explain me the reason behind this problem? The reason behind this statement? Blocking, maybe a lot of reason could be behind that. So yeah, like might be their firewall or their security devices blocking our requests. So what we can do, or might be APC learning, they are seeing our this live session, so they are gonna block my IP address. That's also a possibility. Anyway, let it be. So let's use hyphen capital P and N. Okay, but with the help of domain name, we are able to get the output, and here you can find out the output. So this is the output. Like we have port number, we have a state that's in the open state, and we have services running there. Okay, so we have port number 21, so that's in the open state, and FTP running there. Now, what exactly this port is? So port is like, and why we are doing this in the phase of information gathering. So let me explain you. So port is like a window. Let's suppose a thief want to theft something from a house, and this is the house. This is the architecture of the house. Like this is the bedroom. This is the open uh, hall and all. This is the room. This is the window. This one is the window. Okay. Now the thief gonna collect all the information about this house, about this society. So the thief going to scan this house all over the house, right? In order to find out that is there any point from where I can enter into the house. Now that he will be able to find out that here is a window, here is a window, and here is a window. In the same way, in a network or in an application, we have something called ports. Okay? So that ports are these ports are the entry point for any network. So if you are able to find out that this port is open, this is the port number 22, this is the port number 20, this is the port number 48 or 43. Okay, so this is open. The port number 22 is open. So what we can do? You get an entry point to enter into the house, to enter into the network. But just remember one thing, that just simply find out that finding out the open port is not sufficient. If port is open, okay, if port is open, that doesn't mean you will able to perform attack there. No, might be there will be a CCTV on the top of the window, might be there will be a dog on the top of the window. So that's also a possibility. If there will be a dog, then how a thief can enter into the house even if the window is open? That's not possible, right? In the same way, if the port is open, that doesn't mean it will enter into the house. The ports should be vulnerable in nature. You have to find out the vulnerability there. If the port number here, the port number 21 is open, so that's not sufficient to perform attack. Okay, you have to find out the vulnerability on the port number 21. So that's the next stage. That's the next page that we will cover later on. Right now, just focus here on how to find out the open window or how to find out the open ports. So we have port number 21, 25, 53, and so on. And what is service running? Okay, so on port number 21, we have FTP running. Okay, but simply finding out the service running on the port is not sufficient to hack the service or to exploit the service. We have to find out the version of the service as well. Like not all the Android is vulnerable. We have Android 9, Android 10, Android 11, or we have, if you talk about the Windows 7, 10, 11, right? So not all the Windows operating system is vulnerable. Might be that older version is vulnerable. Like recently, you guys cleared the lab, the challenge number 7. There you guys learned about the dirty cow vulnerability. So that's for a fixed Linux kernel version, not for all the Linux kernel version, right? So we have to be specific while performing ethical hacking or while performing pen testing. Getting my point, everyone? So what we have to do, we have to find out the exact version of the service running on the ports. Okay, great. So here, let me just a moment. Yeah. So these are the outputs we have. We have port number 21. That means port number 21 or window 21 is open, and on window number 21 we have FTP service running there. But how can we find out the vulnerability on on FTP? If you are simply going to search on Google that vulnerability for FTP, right? Then you will simply gonna waste your time. You will not able to find out any specific answer related to this one, vulnerability for FTP. You will find out a lot of vulnerability, but that will not be relatable to your scenario, right? So you have to be specific. You have to find out the exact version of the FTP running on port number 21. Now, how to find out the version? So in order to find out the version, we have to use a flag called -sv. Here, -s means service. -s, that means, yeah, someone saying
Surface
something.
version.
Yeah, and hyphen capital V, that means version. Okay, so let's do it The command will be same. We simply have to add on a flag called -s and capital V and press enter. Okay, well, is there any response? Okay, so we almost done with the 90% of the scanning. While performing the scanning, you can press enter to know the status. And we have done with the 90%. Again, when you are going to press enter, you will find out that we done with 94% of the scanning. Okay, what happened? Like, can we have 70%, 75%? Okay, so that's also homework. You guys have to do some research and you have to find out this problem. Like, it's not exactly a problem. You have to find out the reason behind that. When I press enter third time, we were able to find out that we are done with the 94%, 92.25% of the scanning. But on the first, second, third, fourth, on the fourth time when I press enter to know the status, it's saying that we are done with the 75% of the scanning. So why it's like that? Why it's reversing here? So that's something you have to do some R&D over the Google, over the YouTube, and have to find out the reason behind that. Anyone know any reason behind this?
because
Any idea?
there's a scan
Hmm.
service scan now.
Services scan now. That means,
Hello.
yeah.
So, sir, first of all, it was scanning for like it was connecting to the system and checking for all the services. Then it is scanning for all the services and its versions. So both are different
Hmm.
scans, and there those percentage first it was for connect scan, and then that 75% was for the service scan.
Okay, so you are trying to say that at this moment it was trying to find out the services running there, and from this point, once it's done with the 100% with the services part, then from here it start finding out the versions, right?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Great. Always remember that. Always try to mention the command very neat and clean. Like, sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times I'm able to find out down YouTube or any other video or any other write-ups, they are simply using a lot of flags having no meaning, right? Like here the one's mentioning nmap hyphen sp hyphen p hyphen double b. So why to mention hyphen double b? What is the requirement of verbose here, right? Someone mentioned hyphen t, someone mentioned some other flag, a lot of flags you are using on a single query. What is the need of that? If you require just the version, then you can simply, oh yeah, we don't need verbose. Yeah, that's right. It's all about requirement, right? So someone just simply act like a noob, simply act like a script kiddie. Simply copy and paste the nmap command, like, where they are using a lot of flags in a single query. Priyanshu Jain saying, sir, how long will this session continue? I'm not sure about that, Priyanshu. Like, we have to cover, like, I don't think it take more than 15 minutes, 15 to half an hour, because we are about to finish. We just have to cover the nmap, some of the command with nmap, then after OSINT framework, and that's it. Okay. If you have some urgent work, then you can leave the session. No worries about that. There are 10 phases in Nmap. I think in this page, Nmap sending probes and try to discovering services. Okay, all right. Okay, let's set the status here. Okay, well, so here when you're gonna compare the output of normal Nmap command, normal Nmap apclearning.com, or a normal Nmap and the IP address of the apclearning.com with -pm. So that's a normal output. That's a normal Nmap output where you will able to find out the open ports and the service running on each port. But when we add on a flag here, the flag is -s capital V, then what the output here, the output remains same, like the port, state, and the service, but one more section will be added, that the version. So we will be able to find out the version of the FTP running, we will be able to find out the version of the Apache running, and whatever the versions that available that the Nmap able to detect. So that something will be mentioned there. Okay. So that's called service and version detection that you can perform with the help of -s capital V flag. All right. Now let's talk about the Nmap IP address, target IP address, or the domain name with -s and capital C. Now, what is this -s capital C? Anyone know the meaning of -s capital C flag?
Scripts.
Scripts. So, what is this scripts?
NSC scripts.
Sorry. What is this script? Why we are using scripts? What is the requirement of a script? Default scripts to scan, script scans. But what exactly this scripts and why we are using scripts?
So to find the vulnerability, so it's a predefined code or program which help us to find the vulnerability in a related versions.
To finding vulnerabilities. Are you sure? Jan?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, these are like some fixed script we can like which will run on that system, and if this exists, then they will show us like some misconfiguration if available. Like these are some default scripts which we can
Mhm.
use to find misconfiguration in the system. But we definitely have to check ourselves after that scan, cause we can't rely on that.
Okay, tell me one thing, like Nmap is a network scanner or a vulnerability scanner
Like
or both?
This is a
or
network.
like it's both, sir.
No, it's a
It can send
no,
both.
it's not, it's a general question. It's not just a question to you. It's a question for everyone here. That Nmap is a network scanner or a vulnerability scanner or both?
So it's a network scanner. Its main part
Uh,
is
It's a
for
network
Network
scanner.
vulnerability.
scanner.
Then
it's a
It
network.
has
how
some
can you
functionality
expect
of the vulnerability analysis.
Hmm, yeah. So if it's a network scanner, then how can you expect that Nmap will show you the vulnerability? Then what
It
is the
will show
meaning
the
of
open
necessary?
ports.
Showing open port that not mean that Nmap will gonna give you the list of the vulnerabilities that inside the target network.
Sir, in
Finding the list
Nmap,
of the
there is a
Also, the
concept of
services running on the ports
so there is a
and the
concept of
versions of
NSC
services
scripts
running
in
on the
Nmap.
ports.
So using NSC scripts, we can find the vulnerabilities.
using Nmap script, we can find the vulnerability
NSC script. Yes,
using NSC script. And what is this NSC
yes, yes.
script?
So basically, these are the we can say like any tool have plugins like that. These are the external scripts created
Okay.
by security researchers. So we can use this script in Nmap. So uh, by this, we can say that Nmap is also a vulnerability scanner.
Okay. All right. What is the location of scripts, Nmap scripts or NSC scripts in Kali Linux or Parrot operating system?
So I don't know the exact location, but we can use a locate command, locate NSE. So using that we can find it.
Can you write down the command in the chat section?
Locate NSE.
Okay. Locate. Then okay, just a moment. Then tell me.
NSE.
Okay. Locate NSC. So what is the location? I'm not able to find out any location here. Where is the location? A lot of things is here. I'm not able to find out any particular location or anything related to NSC here. Nothing relatable. Can anyone tell me the exact location of NSC or Nmap scripts. NSC, that means Nmap scripting engine.
Sir, user share
Wow,
nmap
exactly. Someone mentioned
then script.
share. Okay, USR share Nmap, exactly. So let's go there. CD slash USR slash share and slash Nmap. Do ls here, and here you will find out the directory called scripts. Let's go there, and when you do ls here, you will able to find out list of the scripts that with extension .nsc. So what is this NSC? So NSC is a Nmap scripting engine. What exactly this script? So these are the pre-written line of code, pre-written line of scripts that written in a language called Lua. Lua. Lua is a language. You can search it on Google, just like your Python, Java, and all. Okay. So the whatever the script that are written here, so these all are written in a Lua language. Okay. When you are going to read any scripts, for example, let's take example of http trace.nsc. So let's try to read this file. http trace.nsc. Okay. So these are the scripts. These are the pre-written line of scripts written in Lua language that will gonna automate your task. Okay, what you can do with that, you can simply automate your task. Whatever the things you are gonna do manually, so that's something you can do with this script automatically, right? Now, what is the use case of this script? So that's already written here. This script, this what the name, http trace.nsc. You can use it for sends an http trace request and shows it if the method trace is enabled or not, right? So that's the use case. So even the description also mentioned inside the file. So what you all have to do, you simply have to go there in this particular location slash usr slash share slash nmap slash scripts. Okay, and have to do ls here, and you will able to find out a lot of scripts. If you are not sure that why to use this script, then what you can do, you can simply use a cat command to read the script, and that's where you will able to find out the description of this script. Or other option you have that you can simply search it on Google. You have Chat GPT, so that's where you can ask. Okay, we have brute.nsc. Okay, so why we are using this script? So that's something you can search on Google. You can simply use cat command to find out the description. All right. So that's something called script. So with the help of -sc command, what the -sc command gonna do? It will simply gonna apply some of the common scripts, whatever the scripts here, a lot of scripts here. So some of the common scripts will automatically gonna apply on the target, whatever the target is gonna mention. For example, here we have target apclearning.com. When I'm gonna mention -s capital C, so what the Nmap do? Nmap will do. Nmap simply take some of the common scripts from this particular location and gonna apply on this target. So that's why we are using this command -s capital C. Let's press enter. And let the scanning going on. I will be back in just 2 minutes. Okay, so we are done with 88% of the scanning part. Okay, Sahib Singh, raise your hand. Would you like to ask something, Sahib? Do you have any question? Okay, so almost be done with the 95% of the scanning. Yeah, Shubh Sarkar, like you have any question? Yeah, Mohammed, you can ask your question. Hi, Mohammed, can you hear me? But not in today's session. Then,
Yes, I can hear you.
yeah, tell me.
I have a problem when it is the first time to use VMware. Okay, when I open it, it starts
Mm-hmm.
from the first place. It means to reboot from the first. It means it's setup.
Okay, so,
Mix setup.
okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do
Okay,
you
so you are
understand
saying your
me?
VMware is not working, right? Some problem with VMware?
And VMware, yes.
Okay, all right. So you can do one thing, like you can ask anyone in your group, or you can ping any admin. They will help you out, right? Because since it's a session of information gathering, so we have a limitation of time. But definitely, like after this session, if we will get enough time, then I will help you out there.
I have asked
Okay.
in the group many times and didn't get any useful
Okay.
answer.
Let me write. Okay. Don't worry, Mohammed. Let me write down your name. I will ping the admin. They will personally contact you. Okay.
Okay, my name Mohammed Absoud.
Okay. Okay. All right.
As it appears for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now what?
Okay. I will ask the admin. I will ask the team member. They will personally contact you.
I'm sorry. Could you speak more slowly?
They will contact you, Mohammed. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
And I want to ask about another something.
Mm-hmm. Tell me.
Um, tasks. My laptop was in the maintenance center. Okay. So I couldn't answer tasks. So there is an option to solve them in the next days.
Okay, for that kind of question, like already I told you, the team will contact you. They will guide you personally. Like if you have any doubt regarding information gathering today's session, then you can ask to me. Right.
Okay, thanks.
Okay? Otherwise, you can contact the core team member. I'm not a part of the core team member, right? So they will guide you. Okay, well, so after using this command hyphen s capital C, this command will gonna apply some of the common scripts from the USR share Nmap Nmap and scripts. We're not able to find out a lot of useful things here, right? Since it's a live site, so I'm not gonna describe what exactly happening here. But yeah, you can use hyphen sc command. This command will simply gonna apply some of the common scripts, not all the scripts. Whatever the scripts mentioned here, not all the scripts will gonna apply some of the common scripts. Okay, so that the use case of hyphen s capital C command. Now we have the next one, that's the hyphen capital A. So why to use hyphen capital A? Yeah,
For sir, aggressive scan.
for aggressive scan. Okay. Anyway, let me tell you some more details about the scripts one, how to find out a lot of things with the help of a script. So uh, let me use any script from you. Mhm. Okay, what will the use case of this script? Can anyone tell me the use case of this script? Yeah, anyone have any idea about this one? Okay, let's see. Why to use HTTP root.msc? Let's check the description, and here it's mentioned perform brute force password auditing against HTTP basic digest. And okay, so it's for performing brute force attack against the HTTP basic digest and anti-LM authentication. Okay, so let's ignore this at this moment. We have something called HTTP enum.nsc. So enum, that is stand for enumeration, you can say. So why we have to use this script? So you can use this one for to enumerate the directories used by popular web applications and the servers. Okay, that means you can find out the hidden directory with the help of this script. The same thing that you can perform with the help of a tool like GoBuster, like a tool like Dirbuster. I think you guys familiar with the tools GoBuster and the Dirbuster, right? Yeah, exactly. So let's see how to use this script. So for that we have command like nmap and the target IP address, and then after what to do, hyphen hyphen script, and then after you can mention the name of the script. That's your HTTP. I'm right or wrong, guys? Can you help me out? Let me check the exact just a moment. For the IP address 172.104.4118. Then after hyphen hyphen okay, let the scanning going on. It's all about the network speed. So that's the last point that we had to cover about the nmap, about the hyphen a, and about the hyphen c. Hyphen is capital C. Okay, so that's all about nmap that we have to cover in the phase of information gathering. And with the help of Nmap, you can collect a lot of information about the target, about the open ports, about the services running there, about the version, about the vulnerabilities. Like, is there any specific Nmap? You can. That's how you can collect information about your target. So that's all about Nmap that we have to cover in this session. Rest, if you guys have any doubt, any question related to Nmap, so you can ask me in the chat section, or also you have the access to open your mic. Anyone have any doubts related to Nmap? Okay, no doubt. how Nmap can be built with proxy chain. That's not the topic for today. Today we are just covering the information gathering part. We have a lot of things to cover with Nmap. Nmap is not just about hyphen A, hyphen S, capital C, hyphen S, capital B. A lot of things with Nmap. A lot of things you can do with Nmap. So our topic is information gathering. So whatever the things that associated or related to information gathering with Nmap, that's something only or that only I covered in this session. In the
Sir,
next phase, that's where scanning. So there we covered Nmap in a more detailed manner. There, we're gonna learn about how to generate a report, how to save a report, what are the different kind of scanning that you can perform. Okay, how to specify a port, how to specify a service. So that's something we're gonna learn on the next session.
sir, how
Yes,
much
someone
class
saying
in
something.
taken in a week?
For that query, you can ask the admin. They will guide you. I have no idea.
Okay, sir.
Priyanshu asking when will the meeting be over? Meeting will gonna over, Priyanshu. If you want to leave this session, you can. Anything else I would like to ask? Okay, the last topic, the last one, let me cover up. That's your OSINT framework. So, do you guys have any idea about the OSINT framework? Yes, anyone know about the OSINT framework?
Yes, sir. There is a open source intelligence.
That's the full form, I know, but I'm asking about what is this? I'm not asking about the full form of the OSINT. You are correct that the open source intelligence tools and techniques. That's all. Like, what exactly this one? Okay, someone mentioned the direct link of the OSINT. Okay, WASP. So what exactly this WASP? WASP is something else. We will cover that. Don't worry. This is website to provide all. Yeah, exactly. That's the right answer. Okay, sorry. So here is the link. Let me open the link here. OSINT framework. So let me show you something interesting. I think you guys skip that part about the OSINT framework. When you simply search about the OSINT framework on the Google, you will able to find out this first link, right? But here we have another link from GitHub. So let's open the GitHub to know the history of this OSINT framework. So this OSINT framework is nothing but just a website created with JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So it's nothing but just a collection of lots of tools that you can use to collect information about your target. For example, you can find out the username. Here you have username search engine. You have specific sites. If you want to find out the IP address, so you have geolocation and a lot of things here, right? For email address, for archive, for classifieds, for a lot of things here, a lot of options you have. That's something you can explore. So it's nothing, it's just a collection of a lot of tools, a lot of different platforms and websites, and that's it. Okay, 25 people contribute to create this very, you can say, like a very useful website that's simply gonna reduce your effort and time. You can save your time with the by using this OSINT framework. So just go and explore this OSINT framework to collect a lot of details about your target. You have a lot of options here. Okay. So that's all about today's topic about the information gathering, where we learn about how to collect information about the target, what exactly this recon and footprinting, what are the different tools we have, how to use Nmap, how to use Serloc tools, how to use OSINT, what exactly is OSINT framework, what is black box, white box, and gray box pen testing. So I believe that you guys learned something interesting, something new from this session. A lot of you are already working professionals, so already you guys familiar with this concepts. But a lot of you are freshers here, so I believe the freshers learn a lot of things from this session. Now the chat section and the mic is all yours. If you guys have any doubt, any questions, any query, you can ask me.
Sir, can you provide this PDF?
This PPT.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I will forward the PPT to the admin. They will
Oh,
provide you.
okay, sir.
Okay, someone saying that, sir, any tips to how to identify which tools to use and how to proceed? Okay, so for that, Mr. Subodh, you have to be a good researcher. The first thing to become a pen tester is that you have a good concept of how to perform R&D. And I think that's something Hackers for you teaching you by providing a lot of challenges, a lot of let's hack challenges, right? So they are simply trying to teach you the level of thinking, how to think something outside the box. Okay, so a good researcher, a person who know how to perform R&D, can be a good pen tester. Because to become a pen tester, you are gonna deal with the vulnerability, and it's not possible to remember all the vulnerability. It's not possible to remember all the exploits. It's not possible to write your own exploits all the time. It's not possible to remember whatever the services running, what all the ports we have, right? What all the versions we have. That's not possible, right? So you have to do R&D. Either you're gonna do R&D on the Google, on any other search engine, or on the dark web, from the YouTube, from any other platforms, right? If we talk about the Nmap, so a lot of scripts there. It's not possible to remember the use case of all the scripts. So on that case, what you will do? You have two options. Either you can check the file and there you will get the description, or you can ask it to ChatGPT. Now it's the age of ChatGPT, it's the age of AI tools. So you can take help of the AI tools. You can search on Google. Yeah, exactly. You can use Google Doc to filter out your results. So that's something you can do. Okay.
Can I ask one question?
Tell me.
How can I gather information anonymously?
Sorry. How to?
How can I gather information anonymously
Mhm.
without anyone knowing
How
that
to
I
gather?
am gather any information about him?
How to gather information about anything?
About anything without anyone knowing that I gather information about him.
Anonymous,
So
anonymously.
Okay,
anonymously.
okay, you are talking about that. Yeah, exactly. So already I told you about the passive footprinting, right? So whenever you are searching something like recently we searched about the Heath Adams on their LinkedIn profile on some of the sites, right? Let's suppose you're gonna perform Recon about Narendra Modi itself. Like already I gave you the example of Narendra Modi. So when you're gonna search information about the Narendra Modi from Wikipedia, so will the Narendra Modi will able to know that I'm searching about Narendra Modi? No. So at that moment, what you are doing? You are collecting information about Narendra Modi without letting him know, right? So passive footprinting is one of the way to collect information about the target anonymously. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I hope you got your answer.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Is there any attendance?
Attendance sheet. I have no idea about that. The team will provide you. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Anything else? Okay.
What about other
So now
framework like NIST?
So NIST framework is something that's for not exactly for the offensive side, right? A lot of things you can do with the NIST
Okay.
framework, with the MITRE attack framework. Okay.
OS.
So a lot of things we have. Yeah, WASP is also one of the things like WASP top 10.
Yeah.
You
Top
can
10,
go
yeah.
with that. But yeah, but that's not something related to WASP top, related to information gathering. Like I'm not going to describe the WASP top 10 and all since it's the first session for information gathering, right? And we are just learning the information gathering and a lot of pressure here. So they will not be able to understand the niche MITRE and the WASP framework, right? But we will cover that later on. Like we have scanning, we have exploitation, we have post exploitation. I think the team members share the syllabus with you, whatever the modules they're gonna cover in this entire internship. So don't worry, everything we will cover.
Okay.
So I had one question regarding privacy. Like in
Mhm.
US, we have HIPAA, right, for health. And why don't we have anything similar like in India as well?
So that's all about the
We have
compliance we were talking
GRC,
about.
right?
Sorry.
GRC and
Yeah, more.
ISO.
A lot
We
of
follow
compliance we have,
ISO
like
too.
we have
Yeah,
ISO 27001, right? So a lot of compliance we have, but I'm not going to talk
exactly.
about the compliance and all since it's not a season of compliance. Definitely, we will talk about that but later on.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. We will talk about that later on. Don't worry. Since a lot of pressure here, right? So that's why they become confused that what is this HIPAA and all, right? So just have some patience. Okay, well, so thank you everyone. We'll see you in the next session. We will get a chance to uh, take a session with you, right, on this platform. Yeah,
Is SOC analyst is related to pen testing?
no, both are the different profile. Like SOC is all about security operations center, so it's a department within any organization. So there, as a SOC department. So as a SOC analyst, your job is to monitor the things 24 into 7. So what all the intrusions, what the network, how the network working, what exactly happening there, right? So how the performance and what the graphs. Okay. So it's all about operations, right? Like where you are simply, uh, yeah, you are simply investigating the networks. You are simply observing, right? So that is what.
So,
If we talk about the pen testing, so pen testing is more about the offensive side, where you're gonna perform attack to find out the vulnerability before any attacker, any cyber criminals discover that vulnerability or discover that bugs of the application network or website.
Pen tester is under comes a red team also.
Sorry.
Is pen testing is under come as a red team?
Yeah, pen testing is a part of red teaming. It's a part of offensive side.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you everyone. Bye bye. Take care. Have a nice day. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.